Did I scare you? I bet you didn't expect me to come from back here, huh?
Boo! Did I scare you? Bet you didn't expect me to come from fuck you.
All right, let's get going.
All right. I was gonna say, let's take that again. No, we're keeping it in. Fuck
We're
it.
keeping it in.
We're starting. We're going. We're rolling. We're keeping on moving.
One take.
One take, Tommy. That's
What the fuck is this?
That's what they call me.
Long Island iced tea.
Yeah, it's a 13% canned seltzer drink from the Cutwater Company.
Cutwater.
Yeah, you know why it's called Cutwater?
Because it's cheap.
Yeah, no, because it's so strong that you're supposed to, apparently, from what my girlfriend says, cut it with water to be not so strong. Yeah, so I guess they're each supposed to be like 2 drinks in one. This one's like 13%.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, exactly. It's just supposed to cut it apparently with water to, cut the flavor
or extra ice
a little bit. Yeah, or just extra ice and make it a little bit more appealing. But I tried that yesterday, and then it just ended up tasting like a watered down drink. So then I decided not to do that. And,
maybe a smaller glass. Smaller glass.
I only did a little bit of water. I tried to proportion it like decently. I did like a spritz of water because I didn't want to do half and half. I knew that would be absolute garbage.
Well, yeah, because half and half goes in coffee, nah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking terrible. So I only did a little bit of water, and I poured it in, and I was like, it was fine, but definitely not what I was looking for. So I'll deal with the slightly strong taste of a 13% canned drink.
It probably still tastes better than an IPA, though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah.
I've only had one, and I might have talked about this before too, but I've had one good. There's some IPAs that I will drink that I'll tolerate, sure.
Yeah.
But there's one that I do like that I've actually enjoyed the flavor of. It had like an Indian like one of the, you know how like they dress up like elephants in India. You know how they have like the gem and then they have like those drapes over it.
Yeah.
It had a trippy like elephant dressed up on the can, and it was pure blue, and the words on it were purple.
Okay.
I had it at a steakhouse, at a fancy steakhouse. I was like, oh, they got an IPA here. I'll give it. I took a picture of it like 4 or 5 years ago. Lost it.
Yep.
I remember what it looks like. I'm like, I cannot for the life of me remember the name.
Terrible.
So that'll just be lost in time.
Probably didn't taste that good to begin with, so that memory probably worth losing.
No, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. That's why I took the picture of it.
Oh, all right. This is the one. If I ever get another one, I'll know.
If I ever go back there and want to spend $300 on a meal.
No, it's about what it takes nowadays.
Well, because appetizers over there, they're like the cheapest one's like $10.
Yeah, and that's the fucking cheapest one.
And the cheapest steak they have over there, $80.
80, fuck
$80,
me.
but
Christ.
no. Oh man, it was worth it because it was a prime rib. Man, that shit just melts in your mouth like butter. It was delicious. They gave you the juice that
they gave you the Jew that cooked it back there.
That he has extra flavor with his yarmulke. He just sprinkles it on,
just dips it in.
It's a salt and pepper shake. If you didn't know, it's like a bud grinder.
Just a little bit. It's hilarious.
No, but it was good because it was. And let me tell you. Well, let me take a step back. The appetizers first. So you get the beer, you get an iced tea, you get a water. Obviously, you get an iced tea because you're fat.
Yeah.
And so I get that. So we had cheese bread appetizer. That was like $18.
Oh fuck me!
But it was like 12 pieces. So I guess it's
okay. Yeah. If there's
and they do give you nice fancy bread at first with like half a stick of butter. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, pretty good. And then you put that on top of the cheese bread. And it's like, oh, nice to do a sandwich.
So that was nice. That was nice. And then we got onion rings. Doesn't happen. And let me tell you that this is how I want my onion rings served from now on. They give you like 8 onion rings, but here's the thing: 8 onion rings, each
that are
one's
huge,
like this big, and like that.
Oh, super thick.
And they give you like a ladle, not like a ladle, but what's those like fancy those fancy pitchers?
Like
those metal ones
like
that are curvy.
It's called like a boat.
Yeah,
like a gravy boat.
No, they give you a boat of ranch.
Nice.
When it comes with it, so you're just those are crispy, and the breading doesn't fall off. So
that's the problem with big ones. They're either going to be not crispy or the breading's going to come right off. You're just getting a big bite of just like big chunky onion. No, you don't
like that.
You want an onion ring. You want a nice onion ring that's gonna. You want to have to work to bite through it. You want to just get the nice crunch and then have it just come apart.
So that was delicious. Appetizers, and then we had the prime rib.
Nice.
And then afterwards for dessert, cheesecake.
Ooh, delicious.
Probably like $25 cheesecake, I think. But
probably,
nice slice of New York cheesecake. Had strawberries. It was I went with my brother, so of course it was $300. So it's like,
of course there's 300 people.
So it was full, especially the bathroom.
Oh yeah, it's line out the door.
And it's no, I remember people that place was so busy. Like I remember people going in and out of those sliding doors, like You hear
Yeah.
the sound of plates move and stuff. Like,
Fancy restaurant, a somewhat fancy town, a touristy town. Makes sense.
it was good.
Yeah.
It was. I remember that vividly. And then we ever since that meal, we talk about it. Sometimes like, oh, we should go there again someday. But it's a little,
Yeah.
So the more people you bring, the more pricier it's going to be. And nowadays, money's tight.
Yeah.
Tighter than my asshole.
Which is pretty tight. Believe you me, that is a very tight hole on this man. Doesn't get much tighter than that.
It's unfortunate, it really is.
Yeah.
I can't go out to enjoy a fancy meal anymore.
No, it's just too tight. You just suck up the chair.
I
No, it
suction
doesn't
it.
bear-
Like when I
yeah.
stand up, the chair just sticks to my ass.
Yeah, it's like when if you go sit on the bottom of a pool and then the drain starts sucking you. It's like the opposite of that. Caesar starts sucking upwards, so his asshole doesn't prolapse and get sucked out of him. He sucks things into the ass,
But you know how
but it can't go in because, of course, it's as so tight as mentioned.
Of course, it's really tight. You need extra lube, half a bottle at least,
Oh yeah,
25 milliliters.
that's why Diddy bought so much for guys like this.
Got to get in there somehow.
Yeah.
And but the pools. You know how pools have that because you were talking about pools like shooting.
The drain on the bottom,
the
but
drain
the
on
jets.
they're the jets that move the water when you're not in them. What if you try to just kiss it and you push the water back in?
Oh yeah.
What if you stop it from doing that?
Or what if you put your penis inside and you piss against the flow of the water? It's like a power struggle, like a Goku Vegeta power struggle. Which one powers it up?
You got to see if the chlorine goes in or you keep it out.
Yeah, what's stronger, chlorinated water or your urine straight out of your urethra?
Well, which one tastes better?
Yeah. If you're Hank Hill, you'll have a narrow urethra, and then you won't be able to produce as much. But so you shouldn't attempt that. But anyone else, you're fine.
Now, hear me out. I want to get one of those life straws. You know what a life straw is? Where they
Oh
put
yeah,
it in like the dirty water.
filters, yeah.
Yeah. I want to get that just so I can drink pool water.
Yeah.
Because there's water in there.
Yeah, you get thirsty. I can't tell you the amount of times I've thought of taking a big old gulp of pool water because it's so nice and crystal clear and blue and
How many African kids do you think, like, when they get their life straw, how many, like, they play with it like a rock or they throw it around? How many kids do you think they break their life straw?
Well, here's the thing. If it were American kids, they'd be breaking all the time. But then you got to think about you got to think about the reality of this joke premise we're going along, which is these starving, thirst-deprived African children. They're going to treasure these life straws like it's a second coming of Christ individually in each of their hands. That's going to be their fucking saving. There's probably some warlord who's going around snatching up all their life straws. He's got like 3 in his mouth, and he's fucking chugging it up. He's going to dispense them out to his favorite concubines.
Now, but what if it was an accident? Like they drop it and it breaks?
Oh well, those are made of plastic. I don't think they're breaking. I don't think you're breaking a life straw unless fucking Matumbo over there, he's a fucking asshole and he's getting mad at you because you stoned the last gazelle and he's trying to get revenge by breaking your life straw.
Well, maybe you got to save a life instead of taking it.
Maybe. What if you like plunged your life straw into someone's like body?
Bloodstream?
Yeah, and you like sucked. Would it be able to purify their blood and pull out whatever the bits of water that remain in the blood?
I think that's too much iron. That's a lot of iron in blood.
Yeah,
so.
it'd be some pretty. It'd be like thick water coming out the other side.
What else is in blood instead of iron? What else? It's water. It's part water, right?
I think probably calcium. There's probably some calcium in there. I don't even know.
I hate bleeding. I hate thinking of blood or the sight of blood. I'm glad. I thank God every day I wasn't born a woman. So.
I'm trying to think, what is it? 'Cause it's red and white blood cells.
Let's look it up. Let's see.
Well, no, because then there's iron in it too. Like you said, it's probably,
there's iron.
Probably a lot of things. A lot of chemicals.
What if we're just wrong?
Yeah, what if we're wrong?
And
apparently, blood isn't blue when it's in your body. People just think that because veins are blue. So you just think the blood is blue when it's inside you, but it's just the blue color of the vein itself. The veins themselves are blue.
Plasma.
Yes.
A yellowish liquid makes up about 55% of blood. That's why they pay you a good amount for donating your plasma.
That's the good shit. It's got the nutrients. Yes, that's the liquid component. Yeah, okay.
Contains water, proteins such as albumin, albumin, and clotting factors in parentheses. Electrolytes such as sodium and potassium, nutrients such as glucose, hormones, and waste products. Blood cells make up about 45% of blood.
Oh, so red and white. Yeah, that's it. Is. Red and white. It's actually a lot of it. Okay.
There are 3 main types of blood cells. Red blood cells. Erythra. How do you?
Is red blood cells? Erythrocytes. Yeah, I kind of remember this from my anatomy class. Yeah, I remember there's a third type. Okay.
Red blood cells or erythrocytes carry oxygen from the lungs to the blood's body's tissues.
The white blood cells. If you don't have AIDS, if you have AIDS, that's what it is. It's autoimmune because your white blood cell count is low, so you can't fight off diseases. It's the white cells. Leukocytes. Okay, and what's the third one?
Part of the immune system, fight infections, and then platelets.
Oh,
The
platelets. Okay.
thrombocytes.
Okay. That's not really. Yeah. Okay. I kind
They
of
help
remember
with
something about
blood
those.
clotting.
Yeah. All right.
In summary, blood is a mixture of plasma and blood cells which work together to transport oxygen, fight infections, and maintain the life's body's overall health.
The more you know.
That's a little anatomy for you today.
Yeah.
That's anatomy,
If
right?
you had to study for your anatomy class tomorrow, there's a little bit of a study lesson for you there. Put that on a flashcard. Fucko.
There'll be an answer for it somewhere. There'll be a question.
Yeah.
What are blood cell? What is blood made out
Yeah.
of?
What are white blood cells? They're leukocytes. Remember that. Leukocytes.
How much plasma is in blood?
A lot.
55%.
Oh,
55%.
Yeah, it's usually, yeah. The plasma is 55, and then the cells are it's just like 45. So yeah, it's
But you can't
supposed to-
donate your plasma every day like your blood. You can only donate your plasma, I think, either once or a week or once a month.
probably like once a week, but yeah,
Because that's a lot. That's a lot that's taken. They're taking out of
yeah,
you.
because the plasma exactly. It's only a part when they're taking blood. They're taking all the blood. All that blood they're taking out
Everything.
of you is going. But the plasma, they gotta get.
Yeah.
That's half that blood's going out. So yeah, it makes sense. They need to get a lot of blood to get. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but it's a good way to make money. Selling blood, selling semen. I've thought about it myself, but I haven't actually taken the time to look up the centers that I could go to do it. But I could probably make a decent little bit of extra bank going to the blood and sperm bank every week or something. Pick up like it's probably like because I know blood bank or the sperm bank that's like $80 or depending on factors. It's not like $10. It's a little chunk of change.
Yeah, because they're probably not going to pay good for your cum if you're like a meth head, if like you're a secret meth head.
No, you definitely got to do some paperwork and file some shit, and you probably got to get some work done, like blood work and shit done before you even donate. Because yeah, they're not going to take a Joe Blow meth dealer's fucking cum. That's bad cum. That's not good cum.
I would donate my plasma though. I hear you get pretty good money for that too.
Yes,
so.
because plasma is super. Yeah, it's really necessary.
But the scary part is the plasma needle they use is so thick.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh God.
I'll show you right now.
Yeah, because that's what. Yeah, because when they get it, they don't get the blood and separate it. They're just getting the plasma somehow.
Yeah, they're sucking it out.
I think. Yeah, I don't even know how that works. It's like bone marrow. People got to get bone marrow transplants. They get the needle and then it goes into your bone, and yeah, just crazy the level of needles that people are willing to get injected into them, both for science and pleasure.
Here's a size chart that I'll show you right now. The
Yeah,
smallest
let's check
one
it
is
out.
the normal one, and then the biggest one you see, that's the plasma needle.
So yeah, that smallest one's for blood. Okay, yeah, that big one. Yeah, that's you're gonna you'll feel that. Yeah, that is. Oh yeah,
Look at that.
that's like it's a medication. Yeah, yeah, but. Yeah.
Well, here's a picture with some blood coming out, separating that plasma.
It's a whole lot, yeah.
So
Fuck, yeah.
much.
Yeah, it's
Oh my God! Look at that! Look at it, the size chart for fucking.
oh Jesus, those long needles. That's it's like that's what you need for like an epidural when you're a pregnant woman. They got to do the needle in your back. It's like a super long one, but once it gets going, you're riding high for as much as you can be while you're pushing a human-sized baby out of your vagina.
That's how they do it too. If you have like some disease and they can't figure out like what you have, or if you have like a bacteria or something eating you away, they use that needle and take the fluids out from your spine, so then they can really get to the root of the cause in your body.
Spinal fluid,
And
okay.
but that hurts though.
No, yeah, 'cause that's
even if they put some like numbing stuff on it.
No, you
like-
got to be anesthetized for that, probably.
No, you're awake.
Oh boy.
It's scary. I've seen monsters inside me. It's happened to a few
Oh, yeah.
people. They got to get that fluid to see what's going on.
Yeah. That's crazy though. They
Yeah.
can look at spinal fluid and it just tells you like shit. It's
Whatever's
weird.
going on in
It's like
there.
updating. It's like files updating a computer, like patch notes. It's crazy. That's like your body regulating and showing you shit that's in there. Like, weird.
Now just imagine how it was like back in like 1850 when it came to medicine. If you got like gout and they got to chop your foot off, and then
that foot's going off.
over
sorry.
time, like if it doesn't heal, they got to cut away that dead skin on your
Yep.
foot.
Sorry,
So,
sorry, buddy.
and then they give you milk of the poppy. So you're like, here you go.
Oh yeah, sweet
They-
opium.
They got no anesthetic back then. So
Nope. Or some whiskey.
or some whiskey. Yeah.
You drink half the bottle, then pour the other half over the wound to disinfect it.
Apparently, something they would do if you had like a major wound to like cauterize your like a body part. If you didn't have like something hot or released right away, is they'd boil wine and then they put
Yes,
that body part
wine.
in there.
Yeah,
But
wine.
like I can't imagine how fucking painful that must be.
Probably a lot. Yeah, I don't know why too, because wine is it's fermented, so there's alcohol in it. But I don't
But
know.
why boiling wine?
Well, because the heat that does something. It does something to it chemically. I'm not sure, but yeah, I've heard I've seen that in Game of Thrones. I think other old timey shit I've seen. Yeah, boiling wine for wounds. It's probably the same rationale as using vodka or whatever, like a liquor, because it's alcohol is doing it, but something in the wine.
Wine was used for centuries to treat wounds because of its antiseptic properties. Its
Okay.
role as a safer alternative to contaminated water, and its anti-inflammatory effects. Ancient
Okay.
practitioners from the Greeks to medieval doctors recognized wine as a universal medicine and a primary tool for wound care. Antibacterial properties. The primary benefit of using wine was its ability to act as an antiseptic and fight infection. The alcohol content, obviously. Then there's this thing in here called polyphenols, compounds in the wine like malvicide and oenside also have antibacterial properties, with some studies suggesting they inhibit bacterial growth.
Yeah, it's probably just from like the grape itself. Some component in grape is for that. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
along with the
tannins.
alcohol.
Wine contains tannins that help create optimal environment for healing. Apparently,
All right, yeah, cool. We just happen. One of the most popular drinks of all time just happens to also have some medicinal properties. Who would thunk it? You know,
Ye-
lucky us.
that's the scare. I think we talked about this before, but back then you just gotta try shit. If you
Yeah,
live,
figure
you
shit
figure
out.
it out.
Yeah.
You figure it out, and then you write it down. Like we don't use this for that. They'll fucking, and then you make a book about it. Like give it to another doctor.
Yep.
Like print this somewhere.
Hammer against head kills subject. All right, put that in the book.
Print it.
Print it. Cut to the print. Yep, crazy shit.
That's scary though. I can't. I'm like I said. I'm glad I'm alive in the time where I'm in right now. But
Yeah.
it probably was also like, if you weren't doing too bad, there must have been some pretty fun things to do as well.
Yeah, till a field, you know.
Till a
yeah,
field,
yeah, milk a
whip your
cow.
slave or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, do that. So it's, going back to medicine shit. It's interesting how science and medicine changed at the times throughout time because what we there's because we now know what's in the body. You know, like we're talking about blood, plasma, and other shit. Yeah, and your urea in your kidneys, which makes urine and gives that smell, whatever the fucking all the different shit inside you. What people used to think about, and I think about this a lot, not a lot, but occasionally, is the idea of the four humors, or the five humor. I think it's four, but the four humors. Do you remember that
Or
from
humors.
anatomy?
No.
Yeah, it's people. It's like what they believed your body was full of. So one of the humors, I think yellow was like it was like pus, and that was like. It was all kind of like metaphorical too, and like a spiritual nature. Like there was like a black one that was like it's like a spiritual man. I don't know. The idea was that there was four they were called humors in the body, and they were like liquid, like bile was one of them, and they were like if you would buildups of them would cause something. It's like, oh, you have too much of this humor, so and that's what's making you get a fever. Or it's like you have too much of this humor, and that's what's giving you diarrhea. So it was just that simple rudimentary idea.
Let's look it up.
Yeah.
The theory of the four humors, a model of ancient and medieval medicine, posits that a person's health and temperament are determined by the balance of four primary bodily fluids:
Yeah, it's fluids. Yes,
blood,
your blood. Yes, that was the main
associated
one.
with the sanguine temperament;
Yeah, sanguine. That's like blood healing. Yeah, yeah.
phlegm,
Phlegm.
and excess of phlegm was associated with a phlegmatic temperament.
Phlegmatic. So
Phlegmatic.
it was shit that was coming out of you. Are you bleeding? Is it phlegm? Is it
Ooh. Yellow bile,
yellow bile?
choler,
Is
linked to a wait, did I miss something?
no bile. That's what I was thinking. Is bile. Yeah,
Bile,
that's
okay.
it's like vomiting and
Linked
shit.
to a
Yeah.
choleric temperament, which seen as an irritable, ambitious, and quick to anger.
Yep. That's right. It was emotional shit too. It's like, oh, your bile. And there was a black one. The fourth one was the black one.
Yeah, black bile, melancholy.
Yeah. Okay.
An
Yeah.
abundance of
Black
this humor was
bile.
thought to produce a melancholic temperament.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, hmm.
Yes, that's
Wow.
what it was. It was well, it's like, oh well, you're feeling bad. It's something. It has to be something in your body because things outside don't make you feel bad. Things inside you make you feel bad. So it's like you're either bleeding, you're snotting out phlegm. You have yellow bile, which is pus from like whatever, like
A wound
infection,
or-
yeah, or just black bile, which is just depression basically. That's all mental. I think black bile is only mental, really, unless you're really going through some like cancerous shit in the 1800s and your insides are literally rotting. But yeah, the idea of the four humors, it's just an interesting premise.
Well, black bile, I mean, that's dark. So if it's dark, of course, it's dark thoughts. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
dark.
Yeah, and that's the only because that's also like a thing that's just in present day. Like, where do bad thoughts come from? Where do like what's it called? Like when you look into like off a building, it's like the call of the void, or what's the term
Oh yeah,
for
I
it?
remember that. Like, let me-
Not inherent thoughts, intrusive thoughts. Like where do those come from? It's the black bile. You got too much black bile. I think that might also be where like leaching kind of comes from, because people would like doctors would like leeches, like suck out
Whoa.
your blood. Also, if you have like a blood disease, like getting rid of the infected blood, that's a way to do it.
Yeah, they suck in blood, so might as well.
Yeah,
It's a natural animal that does
and
it.
also, if you're losing blood, you probably doesn't have a lot of energy to, vomit or shit itself to death. So they were doing it for long enough. It was getting enough results where bloodletting was definitely a way to get shit done. Probably not the best or most healthy, but it was a solution.
So let's say like if you lose your hand and then you like cover up the part, of your stump and then you just dip your hand in a bucket of leeches, will that stop the bleeding?
Well, it wasn't for bleeding. It was for like other sort of like diseases and like
Oh.
sicknesses
Oh,
and
like if you had like a blood poisoning or
yeah. If you probably didn't know about like alcohol, they didn't know about alcohol poisoning. So they're all probably drinking, but they're probably doing something. If you felt bad, do leeches, you suck out the bad blood, or it was just just shit they didn't. They just thought works. It's like, oh, it works kind of for whatever reason. It was working in certain, like probably for alcoholism, because your blood alcohol content, the alcohol goes in your blood. So if you get leached out, you're probably going to lose some of the alcohol in your blood. So that probably helped you recover from a hangover or whatever, or being too drunk.
oh
So it was
yeah.
whatever small ways, like, oh, it works. So it does a thing.
Since we're talking about medicine, I'm curious. A question just popped in my mind. I want to see. Let's see. Who the first doctor was ever, like
Ooh, a
recorded
first
doctor.
doctor. Ooh.
The title of the first doctor is attributed to two key figures: Imhotep,
Oh, Imhotep. Okay.
c. 2655 to 2600 BC, in ancient Egypt, credited as the first named physician in recorded history, and Hippocrates, c. 460 to 377
Okay.
BC. The Greek physician considered the father of modern medicine for separating medicine from religion and magic.
Yeah, the Hippocratic Oath. That's where the name comes from. Hippocrates. Okay.
While earlier unnamed healers likely existed,
Yeah,
Imhotep
Imhotep.
Imhotep is the earliest physician whose name and medical practices are documented in historical records.
Because he probably figured out embalming, right? Because that sounds
First
Egyptian.
name physician Imhotep is recognized as the first known physician. Yeah, advanced practices. He developed systemic methods for diagnosing and treating various ailments, and his medical knowledge is reflected in the Edwin Smith Papyrus, a significant medical text from around 1600 BC.
Hmm.
Defecation. His influence was so great that he was defied by the Egyptians as becoming a god of wisdom and medicine.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why that's a name I've heard before. Definitely Imhotep. That's it's definitely a name of importance. But yeah, yeah, like we were talking about. If you're a dude who knows, however, picks into that sea of consciousness and thought to get medical knowledge, yeah, they're gonna be like, that dude's God. He's healing people. He's making us not sick. Holy shit.
But then people could take advantage of that back then too. They're like,
Yep.
I am God. I know.
If you're an asshole, but it seems hopefully Imhotep
No, hopefully
wasn't.
not. No, Imhotep and Hippocrates, they knew what they were doing.
Imhotep and all his hoes and all their teps. They knew what they were doing. They knew how to keep it right.
I wonder if, obviously, as the time progresses, and I've seen pictures of of like what this person might have looked like back then. Like, I think people might have just looked the same as we do now, maybe a little more ruggedy or burly, but
Yeah, more or less. Just
more or less,
also
right?
depending on like regional factors or whatever, and
Yeah.
like whatever DNAs in the region. But yeah, probably mostly. But it's also because people were like curious in general. Not that they would like look like different, but just how they looked in general. It's like, oh, that's how she looked. Because people were like, oh, Cleopatra, she was so beautiful. Because like Mark Antony started a war over her. It's like, well, how beautiful was she? How beautiful was she?
But didn't she like sleep with her brother or something?
There's something like that. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, there's a
Something.
lot of weird things going on there.
But there's also like the version of like there's that statue like this Roman emperor or whatever. It's like chiseled, of course. It's like Roman stone working masonry, so of course like perfect features and whatever. And he apparently he had like a whatever like the facial hair that was like the mutton chops like down like under in like the
Oh,
under
ew.
beard. But of course he's like chiseled jaw, whatever. And it's like, oh, here's what he actually looked like. He's some fucking pimply face like ginger with the fucking. He's like fat like a double chin.
Oh, ew.
Yeah, it's like that's gross. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to look at that shit.
Hey, someone does. Someone loved looking at it.
Yeah, someone certainly did. Just like the Habsburgs, those fucking incest freaks in England with the big chins,
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting.
Yeah,
That's,
not great. But incest though, that's they love it. Got to keep that bloodline pure. So if they don't think too good or got weird chins, that's it's got to happen.
Hey, Cersei and Jamie did it, so it's all right. Actually, since you brought up Game of Thrones, I've actually started watching Game of Thrones.
That's what I was gonna say. You said milk of the poppy. I was like, that's a Game of Thrones ass thing to say. Because they be using that poppy, that opium, that heroin.
It's good though.
Yeah,
It
it's real
worked.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen it before, but I started watching it with my girlfriend because she was bored. She's like, "I'm gonna watch this again." I'm like, "Well, I've never seen this, so I might as well."
Yeah.
And man, it's from that first episode when I watched it, because I know I've heard the last season is god awful, but
Apparently,
because it's
yeah.
bad, because it's separated from the book, and
Which
it's not,
the book which is now yet, which is the book which doesn't exist. So yeah,
the book which doesn't
yeah.
exist. Yeah, so it's pretty good. It's interesting to see how all these political things and all these factions interact with each other.
Yeah,
So.
geopolitics isn't usually interesting, but in a fantasy setting, boy oh boy, love me some geopolitics. It's very fun. Throwing some dragons. I was gonna say some draggers, some dragons.
There's probably some draggers there.
There's some people dragging their feet. Yeah, throwing some dragons, some ice zombies, and some weird magical shit, and I'm all in there. And a dwarf, I'm all about it.
And a lot of sex everywhere.
Decent bit of sex. You get to see some dong. You get to see some titties. It's a fun time.
Yeah, I remember seeing Hodor's dick. Man.
Oh, do you? I forget.
Yeah, in like the first season.
Oh goddamn. I kind of remember. Yeah, he's big and swinging dong. Yeah,
huge dog. But he's poor guy. He's so stupid. Doesn't know what to do with it. Probably.
Well, yeah, you'll figure out why he's so dumb in like season 5, 6.
It's all an act. Huh?
I think season 6. We'll get there. We'll see with Mr. Hodor, with Sir Hodor.
Sir Hodor.
Imagine.
Hodor.
Yeah, that'd be great.
He's just holding a fucking has a crown on his head.
He's on the armor.
Hodor.
Great. How far are you now?
I'm on season 3.
Oh, okay. How many weddings have you seen? Have you seen the red wedding, the purple wedding?
I've seen right now from what I've seen, there was talks about where originally Sansa was going to marry Sir Loras, but then Tywin Lannister, he's like, no, we're going to switch that up. Tyrion, you'll marry Sansa, and then Cersei, you're going to marry Sir Loras. And then they're like, well, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no. Because Tywin's masterminding. He's like, yeah, go here. You're going to do this so I can be king eventually. If not, I'll be the hand and we'll prosper forever.
Well, now his dad's back, and he's the right hand of the king now.
Wait, who is?
Tywin.
Tywin's hand, yeah. No, that's why he's playing the Game of Thrones.
Of course, he wants to be king. I know he wants to be king.
Or even if he doesn't like in House of Dragon, there's this guy Otto Hightower. It's like, well, he's not gonna be king, but he can get his daughter to fuck the king and marry her. So by extension, arguably the hand of the king is in Game of Thrones the most powerful position one could be in, depending on the king. Depending on the king and depending on the hand is the most powerful position one could be in Westeros.
Yeah, it was and I was honestly I was very surprised at the end of that first season where I saw when they sliced the good old Ned's head off.
One of my questions to you was before I asked what season I was gonna say, how many Starks are alive? Which ones are remaining?
I bet a lot of them do die. I'm not surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised. A lot of people are gonna be fucking dying.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, but it's great storytelling. I'm quite interested in it, and I'm all in for it for the time being.
Oh yeah, long may King Joffrey reign. Long may his reign last. King Joffrey all the way forever.
All the way for now. I bet he dies at some point. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, of course.
Who could possibly let a tyrannical asshole, murderous, hate mongering leader go on for more than what? 6, 7, 8 years. It couldn't possibly happen.
No, it couldn't possibly happen.
A white, blonde-haired megalomaniac couldn't possibly be in control of a prosperous, one of the most, if not the most prosperous nation in the world, for more than like 3 years. That couldn't possibly ever happen. But we'll see.
We'll see what happens. I'll get back to you next week and see where I'm at that point.
Yeah, what's happening right now?
So that was happening. That they were arranging the marriage.
Okay,
Daenerys. She's in that desert area still, and she talked to that. I can't remember the land that they talked to.
Yeah,
but here's a gift.
She's in Kath or Qohor or some shit, trying to get the fucking.
She's getting a bunch of money. She's got that army of 8,000 of those soldiers.
The Dothraki.
No, the ones after the Dothraki.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Unsullied. Did she get the Unsullied?
Yeah,
yet?
She has the Unsullied.
Oh yeah, Grey Worm. Yeah,
Grey Worm.
Dicks. No balls.
He has no balls?
No, none of them have balls. All eunuchs, all the Unsullied, they got no balls.
Nice.
They have no dicks. Can't have emotion. You're born to fight.
Hey man, you just gotta live. How do they pee? They just got a hole.
No, they got dicks.
Oh,
no balls though.
Just no balls.
No balls.
Hey, well someone could still suck it.
Yeah, definitely. Look at that little ball sack.
And
there.
No kids.
A little bit of skin left. Yeah.
No kids, so you could just fuck.
Yeah, you could just fuck them. Yeah.
I don't know how coming would work at that point, but
probably doesn't.
Yeah, you probably still get hard though.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a dick Scientologist, so I don't know.
Let's Google that.
Let's Google. Can
Let's
you come
Google.
without balls?
Can you come without balls?
Because
Let's
I
see.
know balls produce the sperm. I think or maybe the semen is produced like by some other gland or something.
No, it is not possible to ejaculate without testicles. The testicles produce sperm,
Yes.
which is essential for ejaculation.
Yes.
Without testicles, there's no sperm to be released. Additionally, the testicles also produce testosterone, which
Yes.
plays a role in sexual desire and arousal. However, it is still possible to experience orgasms without testicles. This is because the orgasm is a complex physiological response that involves multiple factors, including nerve stimulation, blood flow, and hormone release.
Yeah, I can't imagine what would it feel like to come without. Because when you come,
Probably like pee and just it's like here. It's like when you have like a really hard, intense pee that goes on for like more than 30 seconds.
Because I'm trying to think, when you come, it's like, do I feel it in my balls? Because I mostly feel it in my dick, but then I'm thinking, like afterwards, yeah, I kind of feel it in my balls. Like how would that feel to come without balls? That's the title of this podcast, Coming Without Balls.
Coming without balls.
Title, Coming Without Balls. I came without balls.
I came without
coming
balls.
Without, Coming Without Balls.
We learned something new in here. A lot of anatomy. A lot
weird.
of anatomy.
Yeah. Interesting how shit like that working.
Hey man, that's just science for you.
That's science. Speaking of science learning, this has nothing to do with it. But Caesar, did you finish Funny Games?
No,
it's fine. It's fine.
I've seen half of it.
Okay.
I'm almost there. Almost there.
I
I watch it by myself because my girlfriend doesn't like it, and then like
yeah, I bet not.
So I'm watching and I'm enjoying it. But then there's times where like I'm like, oh, I wonder when she's coming home, and then she comes home, and then like, oh, I got to stop watching this now because she wants to watch Game of Thrones. And I'm just like, all right, well,
no, you can finish because it's like a 2-hour movie. I think you could be like, oh, fuck off, bitch, and then you could finish it. And then
you think so?
Then she'll go make you dinner, and then do
then
whatever
she comes
you
back,
ask,
sucks my dick, and then it's all fine.
Yeah, then goes and fucks off until you're ready to come again. Yeah, that's how it should be. In an ideal
that's how
scenario,
it should be. Ideal, a real man understands.
We got suffrage in the fucking 1917 or whatever. Whenever that terrible decision was made.
If women are so smart, why did it take them so long to get so many rights?
If women are so smart, how come they can't come? Huh? How come there's no female orgasm?
Hey, come on. Why aren't you coming?
Yeah, obviously. Duh. Put some more fucking work into it.
We're big brain.
Yeah.
We're big brain.
I'm the one doing all the work over here, doing all the coming.
You're just laying there.
You just stand and the baby comes out. What the fuck do you even do? Who knows? Then I gotta keep making the money?
Makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense. I'm baffled.
I should be pampered.
I'm baffled by it. Maternity leave. Fun
Good
times.
times. Yeah. Good times.
How's this shit been going?
Where are you going?
I'm just trying right here. 34 minutes. I'm just trying to run not the tightest time schedule, but on the schedule.
Yeah, on a little schedule tonight.
It's only.
We got a good 15.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, we had a good 20 minutes.
Yeah. Speaking of movies, I finished watching Stephen King's The Shining.
Oh, how was it?
It was, it's surprisingly, it was pretty good. It's like a Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2 scenario. They're both good for different reasons.
But which one do you like more?
Probably Stanley. Just talking from an overall movie standpoint, probably Stanley Kubrick's. 1, because it's much shorter. 2, better acting, better actors. 3, more intense, more enjoyable, more just like you're just more involved in it and soaking in it. But like I said, the Stephen King version is good for its own reasons. And in fact, the reason I watched it, like I said last time, was because there's one group of people, iPad 12s or versus Wolves, Super iPad 12s versus, they recommend them each other shit. iPad 12s recommended Wooly to watch Stephen King's The Shining, or Stanley Kubrick's and Stephen King's The Shining, and then a documentary called Room 237, which I also watched this morning. But one of the stipulations he said was to find 3 things you like more in Stephen King's version than Stanley Kubrick's version, which is for some could be difficult because Stephen King, like I said, Stephen King's version is 3 parts. Each part is an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
So it's basically 3 fucking movies, and it's very slow pace because it's 3 parts, and it basically follows the pace of the book. So when you're starting out, it's like, oh, we're getting the Overlook. It's nothing too crazy is going on. Jack is kind of a little bit of a dick, but he still kind of mostly cares. And then the second movie is like, okay, now we're
it's building.
We've been here. We're getting there. The plot points are happening. The wasp nest and this and this and that. And then at the end of the second, it's like, all right, Now Jack's starting to lose. Now he's starting to be like, okay, now we're getting somewhere.
He's fallen out of it.
Yeah, and that's
in a sense, at least.
And that's one of the things I did. One of the three things I did like more, because I only tried to think of three, but one of the few things I did like more about the Stephen King version is because in Stanley Kubrick's version, it's Jack Nicholson, and Jack Nicholson is a fantastic, famous actor, made partly so because, and part of his notoriety is because of his role in The Shining, where he is a fucking right off the bat, he's creepy, unsettling, has an overwhelming presence to him. Have you seen the original or
a long
Stanley
time
Kubrick's?
ago.
Yeah, but you can think in your head of Jack Nicholson doing it, and see with the axe, even though that's at the end, throughout the whole film, he's off-putting and sort of sarcastic and snarky and just like passive aggressive, and the whole thing, he has a looming sense of this looming sense of like what you feel fear when you see him. He's such an overwhelming presence.
He has a certain aura to him.
Exactly. Just wait, he's got a very, I don't want to say angry face, but this also has to do because living in 2025, we know him as that. We know the roles he's done. So that also it's a kind of Ouroboros continuing effect. He looks so scary because we know he's scary.
He's got a stern face.
Yeah, and so that's already present throughout the whole movie. So it's like you already get the foreboding sense. But in Stanley Kubrick's version, it's more toned down. One, because it's a different actor who doesn't have as intense or angry or for lack of better words, intense of a face. It's just more just like a dude, right?
Oh, you mean the Stephen King's version?
Yes, and like I said, it's 3 parts, so it has more time for him to build up. So so in the first part, he's mostly like a dad, a recovering alcoholic, so he's a little subdued, but
he's trying to get back up on his feet.
Yeah, but he's more humane as a person. Where like in the first 20 minutes of Stanley Kubrick's Shining, it's like, oh yeah, Jack Torrance, he's angry guy, but so that's one thing. The Jack Torrance and the actor by proxy in Stephen King's version is more true to the character himself, which is, a struggling alcoholic who wants to be better for his family. He wants to be good, which is what Stephen King was. Stephen King wrote the book. He was like, I want this character to be a reflection of myself if I didn't rein in my drinking and try to, because Stephen King had a drinking and the cocaine problem. And he's like, oh, this Jack Torrance in The Shining, he's me if I did all the bad things, just wasn't as about it,
Right. It was more of what he would have done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's more apparent in Stephen King's version. Secondly, is Shelley Duvall, the wife, Wendy. The same. That's another character I like better in Stephen King's version, because in Stanley Kubrick's version, Wendy, played by Shelley Duvall, again, fantastic actress, fantastic performance, but the performance doesn't match what Wendy Torrance, the character, is. And I was thinking about this earlier while I was watching this, because in Stanley Kubrick's version, she's really like weak and simpering and just really anxious and mousy, and she feels like she has no agency. She's just going on with whatever Jack says, and she loves Danny, and she seems very weak and meek and mousy, and just what someone put out when the movie came out. There was a newspaper that said that Shelley Duvall is playing like a basically weak, retarded version. They didn't mean like retarded, like slow, but just
they meant it.
Yeah, they meant it. This was like in the 80s, so they meant
so
they didn't mean mentally challenged. They meant just like they didn't mean a little bit slower, because she's soft spoken and doesn't like express herself. She is very she is a recluse and very in on herself in that Stanley Kubrick version, which fits for that movie. But then you see the actress, I don't know her name, in Stanley Kubrick's version, it's like, yes, that's what Wendy is. She's a caring, compassionate mother who cares about her family, cares about Danny, and is willing to push back against Jack when he's being an asshole. Like, hey, this isn't, where you're supposed to be, she's not as weak or simpering or as like weak sounding. She has some backbone. She's trying to do what's good for her family. She's like an actual mother. And I really like that character more than the Shelley Duvall portrayal, because like I said, it's more
because your mom walked out of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But just because the Shining story in general, for Stanley Kubrick's version, it works perfectly. It's exactly perfect. But for the story of The Shining, it's not the same character, and it doesn't work as well. And thirdly, it's all character based. The third character I thought was better done in Stanley Kubrick's version was the hotel itself, the Overlook Hotel.
Ooh.
Because of course the hotel is the overarching antagonist. It's what makes you see things and is making the ghosts and whatever. In Stanley Kubrick's version, it's there's a lot of things that go on with it. And it mostly has to do with Jack, because Jack is the actual physical embodiment there. He's the person who's going on with the axe. He is the physical embodiment of the Overlook at that point, right? Because it's channeling through him, and he's what's scary. Anything else that Danny sees, like the little twin girls or the blood in the elevator, that's just things he's seeing. It's visions. That's not really like quote unquote happening, right?
It's happening to him.
Yeah, but it's not like a physical threat.
No.
He can close his eyes.
It's all it's more psychological.
He can close his eyes and then it's gone, right? But Jack is there. He is a physical man who is there. But in Stephen King's version, again, there's a scene where even Jack himself, he's out and there's topiaries. There's hedges carved in the shape of animals. There's like lions, dogs, rabbits, and they start to move. But they don't move. They're like weeping angels from Doctor Who. They only look when they're not moving. Right? So of course it's snowing. They're covered in snow. He looks back. They're not covered in snow. Why wouldn't they be covered in snow? Because they've moved. And then he's like running away. He looks back and they move closer. And it's like it's impending and closing.
Oh, that's creepy. That's creepy.
Yeah, and there's like a hose that looks like a snake's mouth and it comes out. And it's because it has so much time. It has 4.5 hours, 3 movies worth of time to build. And also just the characters the hotel creates. With Grady, the previous caretaker who killed himself, and then the visions Jack has of seeing like the ballroom filled with people. The Overlook, the hotel itself feels more alive and at play, like it's doing things in Stephen King's version when things are happening. So a lot of just not boring, but like character dialogue talking
development.
Yeah. In Stanley Kubrick's version, whenever crazy shit's going on, it's crazy shit. It's never the hotel doing it more channels the actual things through Jack, and it's doing less things itself, or at least that's the way it feels to me. It's less of an active character and more, like we were saying, psychological stuff like visions and whatever. Yeah, but I think that's some better in Stephen King's version, where they gain like a physical sense at some point. Even Wendy's locked in the door, and like the animals are chasing Danny, and the hose comes to life, and the woman in room 217, which was changed to 237 in Stanley Kubrick's version. Because, and here's the thing,
I'm all ears. I've been all ears.
Now that I've gone through that, room 237,
the documentary,
is a documentary about Stanley Kubrick's version of The Shining, and it's a look about what Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is and what it says and what's a metaphor for. Because a lot of movies, they have messages. They're like metaphors for something, like
deeper meanings, other things, maybe some physical stuff that leads to stuff.
Like Beauty and the Beast. It's like, don't look on the outside, look within, look at the personality. That's like the message of Beauty and the Beast.
The Beast is Mexican.
Yeah, exactly. And he's a hairy fuck, and he's very angry, And Gaston, he's a big burly guy, but on the inside, he's a beast. Holy shit, I just realized that. Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh my God.
What happened?
No, because on the outside, Beast is a beast. On the inside, he's a prince. He's whatever, he's kind. But on the outside, Gaston, he's a big burly man. But on the inside, he's a fucking scummy piece of shit. So the opposite of each other. I just realized that. Holy fuck.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but that's the message of Beauty and the Beast, right? To look within the person. See what they have on the inside, what characteristics. See if they're a good person. That's what that message is.
Because that's what matters most.
Stanley Kubrick's The Shining has a different message. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is a story about family and preserving family and holding in or fighting the inner demons and holding to what you believe is true and doing for the betterment of family.
It's all for family.
Not falling to evil, even though it's very tempting and provides some quote unquote good arguments to his addled mind at the time. But
it's there.
It's a story about family, right? But Stanley Kubrick's version. And here's where we get into conspiracy theory, right?
Well, let me get my notepad and my whiteboard ready.
So the first thing that the movie that Room 237 presents is that Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is a treatise or a film about a white genocide and the killing of Native Americans, and how white people came to America and destroyed the Native Americans' their way of life and basically paved over it with the white lifestyle. And that they came to that because there's one scene where there's the caretaker Dick Halloran, and in the background there's a can of coffee or like a baking soda. It says Calumet baking soda, and Calumet means peace pipe. And in that scene, Doc and Danny, they're having a telepathic communication with The Shining. They're having a communication, a peace talk, as it were, with
the peace pipe. Yeah.
And later on, Jack is having a similar thing where he's locked in a fridge, and behind him there's a bunch of cans, but they're turned, so you can't see the full word Calumet. You can see Callum, you can see Et, you can see Met, you can see Emmet, but you can never see the full word exactly on its own, which people see as a fractured or broken peace pipe. He's having a conversation with his ghost, but it's not one-to-one. They're not talking to each other because the hotel and the ghost want Danny. The Jack, he thinks they want him because he's like, oh, do you want me, the caretaker? But no, they're trying to get to Danny, right? So there's And
So
then,
yeah,
and then there's a lot of other imagery throughout the films, like Native American imagery, because this is a hotel in Colorado, which was a big, before
Indian
the
Reserve.
whites took it. There was a lot of Native American tribes in that area, which they even talk about in the movie. It's like, yeah, the hotel was built in 1907, finished in 1909, and even during the building, we had to repel some Native American attacks, and it was built on Indian burial ground. There's a lot of elements there that point towards themes of the white genocide of Native Americans,
It's
and
disgusting.
towards that. And there's also themes of faking the moon landing, because people believe that we did get, which I kind of think is I'm kind of coming to the side as well, which we did get to the moon in the 60s, but the footage they showed on televisions was faked. Because, of course, that was the Cold War. We were in the space race with Russia. We wanted to get there before they did. So if we
Right.
put out proof that we got there before they did, then we win. Then we win the space race, right? So people were thinking the U.S.
Good old
government,
underhand.
the U.S. government hired Stanley Kubrick, because he's such a fucking fantastic director and master of shot composition and filmography, to get him to fake the moon landing. And there's a lot of people who think that was true, because in some shots of the Shining, you can see similar, like, or no, in the moon landing footage, you can see effects of like overlacing, like camera footage where like, oh, this is a reflection of a stage light in this kind of hidden thing right here. And there's a lot of intricate details I'm not talking about specifically in well enough, because I don't know the intricate details. I only watched this documentary once. But people have talked about that, and how the moon landing was faked, and Stanley Kubrick was a part of it. And that in The Shining, there are a lot of references to the faking of the moon landing. Like in one instance, so the room 237, people say it was in the original book, it was room 217, but Stanley Kubrick changed it to 237 because he said that the hotel they filmed it at, there was an actual room 217, and they didn't want people to come there and be like, oh, I don't want to stay in 217, so he had to change it to 237.
That's reasonable.
But when they went to the hotel that was viewed in the outside shots, they went in and say, hey, there is no room 217. So that's not the reason he changed it.
He lied.
So then you think, oh, wait, 237, when multiplied together, those numbers equal 42. And 42...
Okay, now this is real conspiracy.
Yes, but it makes sense. But if you watch it, it seems like it makes sense.
7 times 2 is 14.
No, because
that's how much dollars I have in my bank account.
It seems retarded, because to anyone else it would be. But Stanley Kubrick is one of those filmmakers who, a lot of artists, who when they're such a master of their craft and they have a meaning, they put down other things in it to lead you to it. And that's what people were saying, because Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing, but that's a bad thing, right? To have faked the moon landing.
Well, sure.
And him being a rational person, in The Shining, he put these little things to help people realize, hey, that was faked. Like room 237, again, 237 because he changed it, because 217, blah, blah, 237 equals 42, that's something else. But on the key, when Danny goes to the room, it says room number 237, and it's capital ROM, and then N, capital N, and then the lowercase o above it, like number, like N and the little O above it.
Mm-hmm.
People have theorized that it's capital R, capital O, capital M, capital N. The only capitals are those and N. So when rearranged, it could be made to say moon room. Room 237 is, quote unquote, the room where the moon landing was shot and fake. That is the room where you can't go in. Early in the movie, Dick Halloran says, there's nothing in room 237. You shouldn't go in there. Warning Danny, because in the movie, there's a spirit of a woman who killed herself in there, and there's her body in there.
Right, reflecting to show why not to go in.
She's the evil spirit. Yes, don't go in there. But he says there's nothing in there. And when people talk about, if you worked on the fake of the moon landing, you'd say there was no fake moon. There's nothing over there, as a way of deflecting, right, from the moon room, the room where it happened. And that's also the room Danny goes in, he sees a woman, Jack goes in, he sees her, and then turns into a body. That's where the magical shit happens. The shit that isn't wanted to be seen, that can't be seen, that shouldn't be seen.
It's an interesting theory.
Yes, and also Danny's...
I have to rewatch the movie again to get a clearer picture in my mind.
Danny's wearing an Apollo 11 shirt, and he rises up. And here's another thing, which is fucking crazy, which really made me think it, right? So in the overlay, it has a classic carpet pattern, right? There's hexagons, right, going up and into each other. You kind of know, right?
Yeah,
so,
I kind of remember.
So it's like a hexagon and 2 lines, and another hexagon, and then right?
The lined up and stacked, kind of, right?
So the camera's facing Danny, right? Mm-hmm. And he's at a point facing the camera, right? And there's a hexagon in front of him coming out. And a ball rose up, and that's coming from 237. It's like, oh, a spirit doing it, right?
Right.
When the camera comes back, that line is gone. And it's only the closed-in hexagonal shape. Which, and a lot of people, there's another thing in the earlier in the movie where it's like a Jack's in there and there's a shot of a chair, and then when it goes back, the chair's not there. And people are like, oh, that's just continuity error. They just forgot to do it. But it's like, but that carpet, he was in the same spot. They would have had to change the entirety of the carpet, flip it around 180 degrees.
So that way it looked
That's
like when it rolled
yeah,
away, it looked
but that's not a continuity error. That happens for a reason, right?
like that's on purpose.
Yes, because there's no way they would have to take the whole carpet up or flip it around, but they wouldn't. He couldn't be flipped the other way because it wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense in continuity. So the carpet was changed on purpose. That chair was moved on purpose. When Jack starts in the beginning of the movie, there's a white typewriter. It's got a German name on it, and again, there's also allusions to the film having references to World War II and the Holocaust. And that was bad. But then later on, it's a black typewriter.
So they shot it.
Yeah, which can also be referenced like black or white purity, black is evil, the darkness, and as he's coming more into dark. But yeah, but that's that one thing though. Just and that's when he's in the Apollo 11 shirt, and Apollo 11 was shot from the Kennedy Space Center or wherever. If you see the layout of that land, of that area, those launch pads are shaped in the same way as those hexagons on the carpet. Those launch pads have roads going to them in that sort of pattern, branching out, and that's the same pattern that's on the carpet Danny's on. So it's like, in a way, in the first shot, the line is going towards him. It's like, okay, this is when you're approaching the launch pad.
Right.
The shot's coming back. It's gone. You're on the launch pad. There's no place to go. And he rises like a rocket, blasting off, going to room 237, the moon room.
Well, the moon landing, the fake footage, that's how it says it right there.
Exactly. It sounds fucking insane and like the most batshit crazy, what the fuck are you talking about? Stop drinking the Kool-Aid thing ever. But if you watch The Shining...
I have to rewatch it,
and
that's
then
the problem.
watch this documentary, you're like, there's something here. I don't know if it's about the Native American genocide. I don't know if it's about the Holocaust and World War II. I don't know if it's about the moon landing. But there's something Stanley Kubrick is doing and saying here about something.
Something's not adding up.
And if it is Native Americans and the Holocaust, and that's just a deep message. And there's also mentions about that too, like remembering the past and repeating mistakes of the past, like what we're doing now, and how to not do that, which is acknowledge the past and take steps back and be, okay, let's not go down that path and go down this better path for a better future. There's themes of that as well. So I could definitely see some ways that The Shining could be interpreted as a message about Native American genocide and World War II. But really that Apollo moon landing stuff, when you look at it, it's like, it's so present in the film. It's like, there's no way it wasn't intentional. Because like I said, Stanley Kubrick is one of these directors who apparently does things for a reason. Like David Chase, when he made The Sopranos, there's music choices for a reason. Everything is, or like you say, when artists make their albums, their songs, they put songs in
a certain order
for a reason. And they might have some weird tone in the background, or like a triangle or some other weird thing. That's because of some message they're trying to get apart. It's for the same reason. There's a reason these things are in there. And some of them are a little bit far-fetched. Like, even when I was watching, I was like, okay, that's bullshit. You're fucking... Like, there was one where it's like, oh, in the beginning of The Shining, you can see in the clouds, they superimposed Stanley Kubrick's face in the clouds. And then I couldn't see it. I don't know what the fuck they were talking about.
That sounds wild.
And then I looked on Reddit, which is probably not the best place, but I saw his post. It was like, oh yeah, these are the eyes, it's the nose and the mouth. I'm like, okay, that's full of shit. You're just talking to your fucking ass.
You're reaching straws at that point.
That's literally retarded. But then there's but then the other stuff that actually sort of makes sense. It's like, yeah, but then you got to think again. I'm not a film historian.
No.
I'm not a historian. I don't know about Stanley Kubrick's deeper works and his political thoughts and because apparently he was born in like early 1900s. He would watch movies as a kid in like the 30s.
Around there.
Which when World War II was going on. So of course it makes sense. It does have a deep impact on him. But like, I don't know enough. It's like always said about, I don't know enough about these things to dispute what they're saying in that documentary. It sounds credible enough. And again, like I said, with the specificity and of the items and scenes and the way that shots are arranged, he has to be saying something. There's something in this movie that's not just because it's definitely not The Shining, because Stephen King hates it. It's directly there's not even a maze in the Shining book. Remember the maze that they're in Stanley Kubrick's version is a big maze. That's not in the book at all.
No, that was added on. That wasn't
exactly.
Yeah.
But and that's another thing. All the add-ons and changes are direct. That's another thing people say. Whenever there's a direct change from Stephen King's source, that means whatever that change is about has to do with the moon landing and get you to really focus on it. Because people who had read the book already, it's like, hey, this wasn't in the book. This is entirely new. So it's like, yeah, pay attention. It's something new. What does that mean? What does it have to say about whatever as a whole?
What am I trying to get out?
Yes. What is he trying to say and get out at that? It's a very interesting documentary. Like I said, some points are fucking crazy. Like, oh, this poster in the back, this seer looks like a minotaur in the maze. And a lot of it is very far-fetched and super out there, but apparently so was Stanley Kubrick as an individual and as an artist. So you can't
It
you
kinda
can't, you
makes
can't put it past him. And if all these things are true, the message he's putting across is a good one. Hey, American white genocide of natives was fucking terrible. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
We
that was
treated them
really
like
bad.
shit. The Holocaust was fucking garbage.
That was
And
really bad.
fucking 6 million Jews. That's fucking terrible. That we faked the moon landing. Why? It's fucking the government. You don't trust the government. These are all very good, valid lessons and messages to be putting in. So, worst case scenario, they mean nothing, and he just made a quote unquote bad adaptation of the book that's still a good movie on its own. Best case scenario, while that's true, he's putting good messages that we shouldn't forget the past, shouldn't simply forget it, and recognize the past and mistakes are made to work forward towards a better future in the future.
I have to correct one thing that you had to just out of everything you just said at the end. I just have to correct one thing.
Yeah.
They say it was 6 million, but it was 599,000. You make it seem so much worse than it actually
it's
is.
fucking
So
just ridiculous.
that's ridiculous.
6 million fake number.
Fake, like the moon landing. Fake
Like the man, it
numbers.
was all
It's all
fake.
fake.
Just real quick, unjerk. That's I think that's hilarious. People,
R/unjerk.
yeah, sorry, it's not our side. I fuck that up too. You just do /unjerk.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of funny and also very sad and terrifying that people were like, "You didn't kill 6 million Jews." Like, well, even if it was 4 million, if it was 300,000, which it was obviously 6 million, we have the records and
Yeah, there was a lot of
facts
families.
and history. There was a lot of paperwork being done, cataloging and making sure they kept track of those Jews over in Germany. You best believe there was some statistical evidence to show. Probably like Caesar said, the exact number. There's probably an exact number you could go to if you had the right resources. But yeah, it's just crazy. People are just like, oh, there wasn't 6 million. It wasn't like...
It was like 400,000.
It's still a fucking terrible...
That's still a lot of
It's still
people.
a terrible tragedy that, it's like what people say. If you kill one person, it's a murder. If you kill 1 million, it's a statistic.
That's factual.
It's factual and sad.
It is pretty sad. I mean,
It's because one person can't feasibly murder 1 million people. One person can murder 12 people, but only a government or a source or an organization with power can kill 1 million or have 1 million people get killed.
look at Hiroshima.
Exactly, and that's a statistic. And
That's
because it's so big, it's like it's an unfathomable number. You think of 3 people killed. It's like, oh, well, I know 3 people. It would suck if they died, but then you think of 6 million or even 1 million. It's like, well, that's a number of people. I can't even think about it. You have less empathy because it's a number you can't relate with and feel a connection to. It's just literally, like I said, a statistic. It becomes a statistical value data point. It's like, oh, these people did something bad this amount of times. It's crazy.
like this podcast. Fucking wild.
Wild shit.
What episode number is this?
142.
Wow, 142.
This is 142.
This is one to remember.
141 or 42. It's one of those two.
Now we just gotta wait for 217 and then 237.
Yep, and then all hell's gonna break loose. We're gonna have some naked, rotting lady corpse out here, and we're gonna fondle it and then get murdered by it.
We're gonna put it on a spit and roast it.
Yep, we're gonna spit roast it and then roast it on a spit. I think that's the only way to treat a body like that.
It's beautiful.
It's very beautiful. Caesar, why don't we get some musical recommendations?
Let's do some music recommendations.
This beautiful, crazy episode.
I got a musical recommendation for you. This is my recommendation. It's from a band that I brought up before, IDK How. I don't know how, but you found me. It's this song called "Do It All the Time." Now, if you don't know, they're an indie rock band, and this song is really I want to say not technical because all music is technical, but it's more like there's a lot of electronic noises going on, a lot of synths. A lot of heavy synths. If you're into that and synth instruments, it's pretty nice.
All right, got some guitars going.
There's a lot going on in this song.
A nice electrical drum, whatever those are. Yeah.
There's actual drums in there, but
okay.
it's a lot of synths and heavy bass. So if you're into synths and heavy bass, it's pretty great. The lead singer, it's just 2 guys in this band. He plays bass. He was the former bass player of Panic at the Disco until 2012. When he stopped, or maybe 2014 when he stopped playing with the band, and then it broke up, and then it's just Brandon Urie does his own thing now. But
yeah,
before the band disbanded, he was the bass player for it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a fun fact. Great
fact
band.
for you.
Great band.
Great band.
The best band.
They're the best band. They're a great band. Fuck My Chemical Romance or Panic at the Disco. We don't want panics at discos, folks. My recommendation.
What's your recommendation?
Is by an artist known as Matt Berry, who is not only a musical artist but an actor as well as an acteur. I'm pretty sure he has a very interesting and unique presence on camera. So I can only assume he's done some stage work in London when in his younger days as well. He's got a very theatrical presence. So I think he's done some theater type stuff as well. He
Sounds
also
about
does
right.
music, and his first album is a very good one. He's got an interesting style of vocals and singing in it. He was trying to, I think it was not. I don't want to say he was trying to find his voice, but I think it's
He's
pretty different.
experimenting.
Yeah, it's a lot more like high pitched and not nasally, but raspy. And it's
Oh.
interesting from what I know him as now, what I know his voice sounds like. It's different. But the album is called Witch Hazel. It's got a very
Ooh.
nice fall timey autumnal image. It's got him holding like a little pheasant and some nice autumn leaf colors around him and a nice big fur coat. Very very
Oh.
very very nice album cover, and it's a very good album
Prim
in
and
general.
proper.
Yeah, and the song I want to recommend specifically from that album is called "Into the Sky," because it's, I think, one of the more accessible ones, because some of them get a little bit out there because he draws really from the 60s and 70s psychedelic rock and like the not non-uniform style, but it also it has it's got a rhythm, and he uses contemporary instruments, but also some woodwinds and brasses and shit.
A nice mixture.
Yeah. Plus, like I said, his interesting voice. Yeah, like I said, the most accessible, or one of the more accessible tunes on that album, and also I think has a couple of little notes that are present in his series, The Toast of London, which has the theme song is like bum 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 dun 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 dun, and then that kind of cadence is or like tone is repeated, or like parts of it are repeated throughout a lot of these songs. So I think that was something that was on his mind, that kind of riff, because I can hear, as someone who watched The Toast of London and I know that theme song, I could hear it a lot when I was listening to this album and a lot of the songs. So it's interesting. It's interesting how music can do that. Like any idea, like a director can have an idea and it's like it's present in multiple of their films. Same way a musical person can have like write multiple songs have the same like 2 second like riff or like note progression. It's like, oh, that's the same as that, and it's for whatever reason they like it. It means something to them. It's something interesting you can see in an artist and make you feel more personal, connected with them and their craft as a whole.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well done.
I won't. Yeah, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be quiet for like 5 minutes. I'm going to stare directly at this camera, and then you guys are going to enjoy this last bit.